90 days carnivore in a couple days.
Technically, it's 87 days.
Yeah.
And we were going to do 9 days because that just feels like you're supposed to do like a 90 day. You know, it's still an arbitrary number.
90 days is what they say all the time on these videos. To do carnivore, just try it 90 days. So there's something magical that happens at 90 days. So we're close.
It probably is. We're going to do it right now instead of waiting for the 90 days.
Because I can't wait. I got to tell you guys what happened.
Exactly. That's why we're doing it now instead of 90, where it's a more symmetrical number.
Okay. Here's the news. Erica, my best friend Erica, who's also doing this with us, she's just 1 day behind us. Her husband's doing it too. Just went to the doctor. Or actually, she didn't go to the doctor. She got her blood work done.
Yes.
And her blood work all just came in. And she's lost 40 pounds now.
Yep.
And that was last time I talked to her, like yesterday or something. She lost 40 pounds.
She's a day behind us.
And her goal, so we're in 90 days. So 40 pounds in like 90 days.
And
Crazy.
86 days.
Yeah, that's true. She hasn't done blood work since 2011.
That's a long
So
time.
12 years ago is the last time that she did blood work. And so she's been kind of afraid, basically, because, she doesn't want them to say, you're diabetic, you're blah, 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 whatever it might be. You don't know. And it is scary, especially if you haven't gone. And you don't want to go if you, she wants to lose 100 pounds. So that's awkward. It's weird. People judge, whatever. You feel judged, whatever.
Well, some people, there's also a fear of bad news.
Yeah.
That people will put things off. And I didn't want to take a prostate exam when it was time for me to start doing that in my life. I wasn't afraid of it. It was
nobody wants a
invasive.
You're talking about prostate exam or colonoscopy?
Oh, the colonoscopy. Yeah, the prostate.
Nobody wants
that's
that.
fun.
But that's young.
But anyways, like if you're afraid of bad news and you won't go to a doctor because of that, sometimes they'll find something wrong with you that's now really, really bad that could have been easily taken care of. So if any of you are afraid of that, get over it.
Yeah.
Go and do what you're supposed to be doing at the stages of your life. Don't avoid taking these tests.
Right. And also, she's feeling so good about herself right now because she's feeling healthy and confident and
She is healthy.
I know.
Healthier,
She's
way
feeling
healthier.
amazing. And she's, 40 pounds less. And if you go to the doctor and you say, hey, I've been losing weight, and they say something like, oh, you should do this or that, obviously she is. So she can go in there with her head held high and say, look at my numbers, look at what I've done and what I'm in the middle of doing. And it's a whole different ballgame from there. Yeah. Numbers, she just got them all back, and all of them are excellent.
Yeah,
she has excellent numbers, like her lab work.
Yeah, the lab work will have, like, if you're a number 5, you're in this group, or this, okay, you're in danger, or you're doing great, or whatever.
I'll just show you real quick. Her numbers, the green is great.
Look at that. That's fantastic.
Amazing. All of them are amazing. And so and they're a relief to us too, because we want to get our blood work done, but we were going to wait until 6 months, because then we'll know all of it is from this diet, not from when we were doing AIP and everything was clean. It's something to compare it to that would be real. But she has had nothing to really compare it to. So hers are amazing, and I'm glad. It's a relief to us and to you guys just doing this with us too.
Yeah.
Her cholesterol's fine, even though she knows if your cholesterol's high, which it probably is going to be, but maybe it's not. Maybe just some people it will, and maybe later. Yeah.
So it's not high yet.
But we're supposed to have high cholesterol. The more I've read and learned about this, the greater having high cholesterol is. It's great. As long as your good cholesterol's good, your triglycerides.
There's no bad cholesterol. There's just cholesterol, right?
Well, I don't know.
That's a real convoluted, world there. But
yeah, but what you're supposed to do, say they tell you that your cholesterol is high and you're doing carnivore, which there's no way it's probably going to really be high if you've done it long enough, I guess. But you get a CAC scan. That's I don't remember what it stands for, but it's your heart and your clogged artery basically scan. You're checking to see if the calcium or whatever is attaching to your arteries and clogging your arteries. And it seems like all the doctors and everybody that are doing this, or anybody that I've seen in these groups, their test comes back as 0, like no cholesterol attaching. So, and that's what happens is, I guess, with the carbs, since this diet is no carbs, high protein, high fat, no carb, that's what makes it not stick, is not having the carbs. So I guess, I mean, this is just from a layman's point of view, but anyway,
smart layman, though.
Well, I mean, it's awesome. So if they're trying to tell you need to get on a statin, they're horrified by your, don't get on a statin. I mean, I don't know anything about them either, but
do your research. Some people need a statin. Some people, statins do help some people. But it doesn't mean that everybody's a candidate for a statin.
Right. Don't jump on it without doing your own research. Be your own advocate. Ask for that CAC scan. And then everybody in these Facebook groups that get that scan, they show their doctor, and the doctor's like, oh, okay, you're fine then. You know, when they were like alarmed by their cholesterol. But Erica's cholesterol is not high yet. So it's great.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Really, really good news with Erica. Like, she's surprised. We were thrilled to hear it. I mean, it's just more good news for her, starting with this diet, losing weight right away, not having the cravings that she had on every other diet she's ever done in her life.
Being able to maintain this diet.
Maintaining it, yeah, exactly. Being able to continue doing this diet. And then you back it up with a test, going and getting her blood test, being afraid of doing it all these years, and having all that fantastic news.
And she got her first mammogram. She never had one.
Don't be afraid to do this stuff, people. Come on.
Do it. Do your things. Get your blood work done. And, have some confidence that this is awesome. Like, the more I hear about this diet, the more I cannot believe it. I mean, our son-in-law, he's lost 30 pounds. Yep. And he's like a month behind us. Yeah. So it's just mind-blowing. And he said, what did he say last?
Well, originally, like
he's not sleeping with a CPAP machine anymore. He doesn't even need it.
Snoring was going away. He has asthma too, and his asthma symptoms are diminishing. He's got steady, like now he says it's just like steady energy. No cravings too. Yeah,
the no cravings is the biggest thing, especially for, everybody. All of us love sugar and carbs, and to not have to crave them makes this diet easy, because it would be so hard to sit there and want desserts and chips and things when you can't have them. And just to not feel like you don't even care that they exist is amazing.
The super processed food is designed to make us be addicted to it. It's designed for that. And
it's delicious. Yeah. And we all want it.
So being able to cut off that, like you're an addict if you are constantly craving it, and to be able to cut it off like that is pretty remarkable.
It is.
I mean, I don't see how you do it any other way. There's any of these other diets, there's no way.
Our whole thing was that we were going to just try this out, do the 90 days, and then go from there and see what we want to do. And I'm sold. I could do this my whole life. I know you are. Yeah. And we're going to continue to be doing it with caution, get lab work and stuff like that done. But I have no problem, I don't think, to be a carnivore forever. I think I'm going to be okay with it. Where in the beginning I was like, I don't know, we'll try it a while and see what happens. But I love it.
In case you haven't seen or heard us talk about this before, we were in AIP.
Which is autoimmune protocol, which is for autoimmune disorders, a diet specifically for that. So it reduces all the foods, or you don't have any foods that cause inflammation. That's what that diet's geared toward.
Exactly. And we did that because I have ankylosing spondylitis and uveitis. So we were on that diet, did great, like it helped tremendously. But I had another flare-up of uveitis. And I've had numerous incidences of that. I've got scars on my eyes, and I don't want to go blind.
If he has too many of those incidences and he gets resistant to the steroids like he was getting resistant to, he can actually go blind. So.
So it's not a pleasant thing, right? But
it's a good motivator.
Yeah. So after this most recent one, I had heard about Carnivore, but I never really delved into it. And then I came home from the doctor and I said, hey, we want to do this.
Let's go more extreme.
This. Yeah, I want to try this thing. And she said, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, because she's doing this all with me. That's what the initial thing was. It wasn't about losing weight.
No.
I lost some weight in the beginning.
Yeah, me too.
Mainly on AIP. And right now, I'm just steady. Some people have commented that they, like I'm losing too much weight. I'm not losing any more weight. I did lose some weight. Nothing's changing. And
it was inflammation
so
weight.
Much, people. Relax.
Yeah. He's a thin guy, and not thin. He's a ripped guy.
No, but I'm not doing it to lose weight, and I'm not losing
anything.
Like, yeah, that's the good thing is I still exercise and I do all these things. It is what it is. I don't care if I had to lose more weight.
What this diet does supposedly is it's not necessarily a weight loss diet. It gets you to your optimal weight size.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're going to morph eventually into exactly what our bodies should look like for what our height and weight and everything are. That's what we're going to turn into if we're not there already. So if my body likes to be this size, that's where I am. His likes to be that size, that's where he is. If some sheds, that's fine. We're never going to be deathly skinny because we're eating so much protein and fat.
We eat a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
Okay, so Steph's got a lot of stuff going on.
I do.
Right
I
now.
got stuff to tell you.
So since the last update, I've been feeling great.
Me too.
I've actually been trying to eat more because I'm doing more physically. So I try to eat more, and feel like I'm getting as much as I possibly can in. And I have...
Meaning his steaks are bigger. He's having another egg. I mean, it's not
some,
crazy.
Sardines and,
put more butter on things.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. That's it.
Just making sure I'm getting plenty of food to fuel whatever I want to be doing with my life. Anyways, I've been feeling really good. I did have a couple days where I would stand up and get like a head rush, which I got that before ever on this diet. I've experienced it before, but it was happening like for a couple days. It felt like it was happening a lot. And I realized I was so comfortable that I have to remind myself to drink more water. I try to drink it. I start in the morning with water. And then, so once that happened to me a couple times, I started drinking more water, and then it went away. So if you're like me and you can forget to drink, I guess, because I don't feel thirsty all the time. I did in the beginning of this. In the beginning of this, I felt like I was drinking a lot of water. So now I have to remind myself to keep drinking water. But other than that, for me, it's been... He's been doing nothing
it's
weird. Just been great.
We did eat spices. We went to Outback, and just because I had a gift card in my purse.
And this is our second time eating in a restaurant on Carnivore.
First time having spices. Yum.
We got prime rib at Outback.
So we got prime rib, and we got no sides. They gave it to us cheaper because we didn't have any sides. We asked for that. We asked if they had an a la carte meat or if we could talk to the manager or whatever, and he said no, he would take off the sides. So we got it cheaper than it was, and we had a gift card in my purse, so it was actually really cheap.
It was fantastic.
And it was delicious, but there was, we asked them not to grill it with any oils or anything on the grill if they were going to grill it, because I guess they warm it up a little bit. So they did that, no problem with that, but there were spices all the way around it. You know how they spice it?
The edge, yeah.
And it was delicious.
Like a crusty thing of it.
And we ate the au jus, and it was delicious.
Yeah, dipped it in whatever the au jus is.
Yeah.
Is that oil?
No. Okay, it's like broth and stuff.
There was no side effects, and like after eating that, it wasn't like I was like, oh man, we're missing out on all this spices and stuff.
No.
It didn't bother me at all. I had no side effects, but I also didn't jump into like I want those spices.
Right.
At all. So
but it was a relief also that he didn't get inflamed, and there was pepper and stuff on there, and who knows whatever spices that. It was herby. He was fine. We didn't run to the bathroom. There was nothing. No side effect at all. We didn't wake up in the morning like feeling gross. It was great.
It's like we just ate our own meal.
Yep.
We did ask them if we could have it without spices, but they have all of them spiced. And like waiting. It's
pre-made and ready. So anyway, I would do it again, no problem. I'm going to be bringing some spices back. Steve doesn't want it. And I'm not going to do it a lot. I'm just going to put pepper on some things sometimes. And I have been thinking about, ever since I went in that butcher shop and had all the taco stuff in there, I'm thinking about bringing back AIP taco spice and maybe doing occasionally the ground beef with taco seasoning on it. The AIP one though, so it's
I think that's
clean.
You got to remember, Steph's doing this in support of me. She's doing it with me because I can't imagine if you're doing this in a family and you're the only one doing it. I know that's a big challenge for you. Steph is doing it for me. So she should be introducing.
Well, no, I don't think I even need it. I'm just gonna have it as an option if I want. Like I put the pepper on that yesterday, and I honestly can't even tell it was there, or it really didn't make a difference. So why use it? I don't care. Yeah. But if I want to have something a little spicy or something, I might do that and put it on there. But we'll see. I don't know. We're gonna play it by ear.
I'm gonna stay really strict for some time.
The 6 months at least.
I think longer than that. I'm thinking like a year, and And then after a year, because this is easy for me. This is
Yeah.
the diet or a way of eating that just totally suits me. I mean, it really does. So it's easy for me. But after a year, if I, I can't even
we
think
don't have
about
to deal with
anything
that
else.
until we get there.
Yeah, there's nothing that I'm craving at all. I haven't had any. The only time I had a craving was when we went to breakfast with Amanda, had the eggs, and something like somebody said something.
Oh, Amanda got biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, and that just triggered something in my brain, and it was just for a second, and I was like, I could taste it.
Yeah.
And I was remembering being a kid, and anyways, but that's it. I haven't had anything else other than craving meat. So now you got Steph.
I'm going to tell you
has
what's
been on
happened
a
to me.
Whirlwind.
Okay, the first thing was, okay, guys, sorry, you're going to have to hear this,
It's
but
far enough in the video to where they
if you're here, you got a wife, or you're going to have a wife at some point, or maybe
We're all adults.
We're adults. There's
Not
female
me,
things
really,
that
but
happen.
you-
Okay, so I've had 3 periods. Yeah, I've had 3 periods, and they've all been different. I'd say the last decade, I have had clockwork periods, and it'll be like within a day.
Consistent.
Very consistent. Like I know it's coming, and then it comes. That kind of thing, and it's always the same. It's not a big deal. It's fine. But each period has been different on Carnivore, and I knew that was normal because it does do stuff to your hormones, and it'll regulate you, which I'm hoping ultimately that is what's going to be great. It'll fix my skin, and they say your periods get worse before they get better on this. So it's just an adaptation. So I know my body's still changing because women have a cycle, there's a difference every time. And so each time it's been heavier. And this last one, I was 10 days late, which was weird. I thought I was going to skip it. And
That's never, ever happened.
no, I mean,
That's
not in like a decade. I
significant.
bet I haven't skipped one. And the only reason was we were working and I had like an audit or something. I was real stressed, that kind of thing. So this is an extreme to your body change, I guess. But I was 10 days late, which was weird. And but I've had no symptoms before it starts. So that's interesting. No PMS or anything, which is great. But my last period was very clotty too. So it was a weird one and it was real heavy. So I know I'm still changing. I know it. So I can't wait to see where it ends up going and what ends up happening. But I've only had 3 of these, so I don't really know. We'll see. So anyway, that happened and that was weird. And the strange thing is before I started, and I thought it was skipping, and I realize now it probably was hormone related, but I had that one weird day where we ate dinner, and then right after we ate, before we went on a walk, I was like, I feel like I'm going to throw up for some reason.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I think I am going to throw up, and I did, and then I felt fine. It was fine. It was weird.
Yeah,
And
that
so
was odd.
I thought that was weird. Maybe just something didn't agree with me what I ate. And really what I thought it was those egg yolk membrane. Like that's what I thought it was at the time when it happened. Because I was like, maybe I didn't cook it long enough or whatever happened. But I'm not doing the egg yolk membrane ever since then, just because. I don't know. And then the weird thing was I felt fine after that. But that night, my stomach had pains and I had like gas sort of feeling and stuff. And then I blew up the bathroom and it was acid.
Yes, I could confirm that did happen.
Yes. And it was in the middle of the night. I woke up in the middle of the night to go blow up the bathroom. So that was weird. And I haven't had anything like that in a while. Like everything's been real normal. And then the next day, I had the same thing. After we ate dinner, I didn't throw up, but I blew up the bathroom again. And then nothing after that. Perfectly fine and normal. And so the more I read about everything, everybody says in these Facebook groups, oxalate dumping. Anytime anything weird happens to you, it's always the oxalate dumping. And maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I have no idea. But then my period did start and like days later, and I don't know, could have just been maybe I got a bug or maybe something didn't agree with me. I have no idea, but I felt great since. Yep. And after this last period and everything, I have felt great. I mean, I feel great all the time, but I feel like everything's regulating out even more, so that's even better. The girls are more full again, where they kind of depleted, and then kind of when we started Carnivore, they kind of were coming back, and then they seem to be way back in now. Like, I don't know, it's weird. So my hormones are changing, so that's good, and for the better. My skin seems clearer. I'm not breaking out as much. I definitely am not getting the deep underground, big, hard pustules I was getting under there. They're just normal zits right now, but I'm still getting them, still oily. but nothing like, I mean, before we started Carnivore, I was fully on board to start this because I wanted to see if it would help my acne, because something happened to me and my acne went nuts. So anyway, that happened. Then one more thing happened. We had the grandkids spend the night. Amanda brought some fruit over because we don't have any. Kids eat fruit. So she brought over apples and bananas. So I was cutting up Mila an apple, and I was like, oh, this is a really crispy, delicious apple. I can tell. And it was a little apple, like it was small. And so I was like, I'm just going to eat one slice and see what happens. And I ate it, and it jacked me up that night. I woke up, I was sleeping out here on our love sack. We turned into the bed option, and it was awesome. Sleeping on that was so great with the kids versus in the queen bed, the three of us. It was just too small, and they move all over the place. This was huge and awesome. So anyway, we slept out here, and same thing. Middle of the night, I woke up, and I was like, uh-oh, my stomach's jacked up, and I went and had diarrhea. And it was a Bernie one. So the apple did not agree with me.
Piece.
One slice of a small slice of an apple, it jacked me up. So either I can't tolerate that, and I can't remember now if apple was on my food sensitivity test or not, but I know it was on yours.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did cheat, and it taught me a lesson.
The deal, kid, a little slice of...
I don't know, but it did some serious grumbling in my belly. Like it was doing some churning in there.
That's what I'm saying, is like you think, what's the big deal? One little slice of apple.
Yeah.
I've
been so clean.
It's a big deal for some. Yeah, exactly.
And we haven't had any of the gut microbiome because we haven't done any spices or anything, even though spices didn't bother us, but we haven't done anything or any cheats or anything to keep the microbiome that likes to eat fruit and sugar and stuff. They aren't in there. So it just went through me. And that's fine. And I'm glad it did, because it was like, it makes me not want to eat it.
It's weird saying, I feel good constantly, because it wasn't like our whole life, you know, you go around every day thinking I don't feel good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's so, you just notice it, and it's so weird, and it's like
I feel good every single day. All day. Sun up to sundown.
Bugs?
Oh, it's confirmed.
It's 100%.
He hasn't been bit in over a month.
There's tons of bugs right now because we're getting these heat spikes and stuff. Tons of bugs. And I was telling Steph again, like we were walking on the golf course, and bugs they're bumping into us. They're
everywhere.
And I said, man, I just cannot believe that my whole life that I was eaten by bugs. I was eaten by bugs overseas. I was eaten by bugs in North Carolina. I was in the Marine Corps. And so I always had eaten up by bugs. And now it's nothing. And Steph's like, yeah, this is how I always
Welcome to my life. I'm always thinking you're being dramatic by being bitten by bugs. But he really, truly was.
It's horrific. Anybody out there that gets bit by bugs, you know what I'm saying. If you're sitting around a fire, a campfire, or whatever with people, it's horrible for you. Like it's constant.
They come around smoke?
They come around everything. They know I'm out there.
Oh, they
But not anymore. Now they just come and
bump into you.
Touch me. That's it.
That's what they've always done to me. He'd be like, aren't you being bit? I'm like, they're getting in my eye. They're trying to go up my nose. They're in my ear. But I don't think they're biting me. I don't feel any bites. Maybe I just don't feel them. And so now he knows I'm not getting bit. Yeah. He isn't feeling them either.
Strange phenomena.
He said he would do this diet just for that alone.
I would 100% do this diet just to keep the bugs away.
That is weird.
You don't experience it.
I know.
I mean, I get chewed up.
He does. He's
marks
a buffet
all the time, and it's so frustrating. So, anyways.
And he's outside with Putty. 2 walks a day.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, and he likes to do stuff outside, so
it's
bugs.
Better, no bugs.
When we first started Carnivore, Erica and I got these, the Keto Mojo Ketones pea strips. And I was all excited to test your ketones and see if we're in ketosis. And so we pee on these constantly, and you pee and it tells you where your pee is. And my pee is pretty much here every single time. So I quit testing it because Steve too, we're nowhere. It never moves, it never changes. And then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, well, of course we're not gonna have being not out of ketosis. We're gonna have none. We should have 0 basically, because any ketones, because we aren't having any carbs. So it's all protein and fat. We aren't cheating at all. Why would we have any spikes, or why would we have any ketones? So I never thought anything of it again. I was like, okay, we just don't have it. And you watch Dr. Barry and everything, and he's like, you don't have to bother tracking that. Just eat fatty meats. So in these AIP groups, I was in and I caught a conversation, and it was these 2 guys, and they were talking about he was asking about why his glucose was whatever and his ketones were this. And I was like, wait, why do you guys have glucose and why do you have ketones? How are you testing this? How are you in ketosis? And then they went on and told me all about, if you have too much protein, it turns into glucose and then it can give you whatever. I don't know, these things can happen. So I was like, maybe we're not having enough, we've already struggled with not having enough fat in our diet. Are we getting enough? I don't know.
Yeah.
We did the Carb Manager app and I was like, okay, we're balancing this. It seemed like we were getting enough. But if we're supposed to be in ketosis, why isn't this ever changing? So I got a breath meter and I was like, I want to see what's going on. And so I figured.
He loves gadgets.
I do. I got a breath meter and I got the Keto Mojo kit because it'll do my glucose and I thought we were both going to do this, but Steve has zero desire to track and he doesn't want to know, and I'm doing it constantly. Like I'm breathing this thing, I'm making him breathe in it all the time. I want to know a pattern. It's only been a few days. I want to know what is happening with my body. And the weird thing is neither of us are in ketosis and we never are. That's the weird thing. At least from the times we've tested, the pee, we're never in ketosis and we should be somehow. So I'm like, how do I get in ketosis? What is going on? I can't eat more protein and fat. I mean, I could have eaten more fat. And then what it came down to is supposedly, I guess if I can add way more fat to my diet, which is going to blow up my mind, I guess I can get in ketosis.
So way more, not more fat, but way more fat?
Way more. From what it sounds like we're talking to these people, I am not anywhere near the fat I should be having, especially for a female. And I'm having a ton of it.
I think you are.
I'm having really fatty meats. I'm having butter on my meat. I'm having eggs, which are
butter in your coffee.
Balance it out. I cut out the butter in the coffee. I wasn't doing that anymore. We did stop, or at least slow down on the electrolytes too. We quit putting those in as much. We're just putting a little bit in. But I saw posts where people, once I guess you're fat adapted, your body knows what to do, and you get to the stage where I guess you don't necessarily need to have electrolytes anymore.
Yeah, but our water we have reverse osmosis. So
right.
We don't have any.
We need to remineralize it. Yeah. So we are putting some in there, but I guess no need for it. So we just decided to cut those out and see what happens. So we're only doing like a dropper full, maybe once a day or something. I don't know. But once we saw Erica's tests, I feel better about it because I thought, what if we're getting too much potassium, too much whatever? I feel like I need something to track. I feel like I want something to track and I need something to track. And I want to be in ketosis and know what that feels like. So then I can go, okay, I feel like I'm in ketosis, but I haven't been in there to know what it feels like. So the weird thing is, okay, we talked to Erica about, I said, hey, you need to get on this about you're losing so much weight, you're going to want to have to get skin surgery later. Yeah. Because I know you're going to be feeling great. What if we can, let's start doing some fasting and just, because I guess when you fast, it will help eat your old skin faster. And so I guess that's a way to avoid having to get that weight loss surgery if you're losing that much weight. And so
surgery.
She said, I don't want to fast. I don't want to be hungry. And I was like, well, you know what? Let's just do it and try it. And I didn't want to push her on it. And I was like, well, we're going to probably do it, but we'll do it with you if you want to. And then like a week or two later, I think she said, hey, Wes and I are going to do a fast. Do you guys want to do it with us? And we're like, yes, let's do it. So all four of us together did a 24-hour fast. And it was easy. We just went dinner, ate a huge dinner, and then ate dinner the next night. And it was fine. We were totally fine.
For us, I mean, for them, they were fine too. They made it through there, but they were obviously hungry at the end.
I was hungry at the end too.
We eat like say at 10.
We're like 18-hour intermittent fasting right now.
Our meals are so close together. It wasn't that big of a deal.
It wasn't. And we didn't do anything strenuous that day or anything, so it wasn't a big deal.
We did get hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Like I ate like a mother after that.
Me too. Me too. Actually, I ate way more than you did after that. I went nuts.
No way.
Remember after you had a huge steak though? My steak was smaller.
I had a gigantic steak.
You did. It was like 15 ounces or something.
5 pieces of bacon, and I had 3 eggs.
Okay.
And a bunch of butter.
Well, I had, I think the 3 eggs that you had, a smaller steak. I ate the rest of the pack of bacon. I was going to put it in the fridge. I ate the whole rest of the pack because I was really hungry. Yeah. And then I ate, I was like, I'm still hungry. And I ate, there was Canadian bacon in the fridge. I took Canadian bacon, 3 slices of it. And I was like, you know what? I need fat because I knew all this was going on. I was like, how do I put fat in there? So I was like, I'm just going to butter this and roll it up like one of those cream cheese things.
Butter. That's
a butter
great
Canadian
idea, yeah.
bacon.
A
And it was
stuffed
fine.
Canadian bacon.
Yeah, it was fine. It was totally fine. I thought it was going to gross me out, but it was fine. So I buttered it and it was fine. And I ate 3 of those too. So I ate a lot. And
Yeah, you did
then
eat
I
a
was
lot.
starving.
And then what happened the next day?
Okay, so no, this is the cool thing.
Next
So
morning.
I've been testing ketones and stuff. I wanted to see, can I get, maybe by fasting I'll get into ketosis. And I did. I got into ketosis. Steve got into a real mild one. Mine was still mild, but I got in there.
Yeah, it's
Like more significantly.
Mine's usually 0 on this thing.
Yeah.
And then I had, when you did that, I might have got in there like a 1 or something. It's insignificant.
I think the highest you've had is 3.
No, that's the highest I've had, but I didn't get that right away.
No, it took all the way till almost the end when we were almost about to eat again that we really got in there. And I did my blood and my glucose, and I finally got into ketosis according to that machine. So I was in
also
ketosis.
You felt great.
I did. I felt great. But but I couldn't necessarily. I felt great all the time, anyways. I couldn't really tell what was going on or if there was anything different. So then we pigged out and ate, and then I tested my ketones. I'm still in ketosis after we ate. And I thought, there's no way. Once you eat, your body quits. It starts using the fuel, the fat you just ate, instead of their fat reserves. And it didn't. It went even higher. I don't understand how it works. Then, so that night, I checked it again. I'm still in ketosis. Woke up in the morning. I'm still in ketosis. It's real low, but I'm in it. And I've never had that happen. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fast again because I had 0 hunger in the morning. Probably because I ate so much the night before.
To be clear, we fasted.
Yep.
And we ate dinner at the end
Huge
of our fast. Huge dinner. In the morning, I was normal. I'm ready to eat breakfast. And she was talking about it prior to eating.
I was like, I think I could fast again and just see what happens.
I asked
because
which
I don't
steak
feel
you wanted.
hungry. Yeah. And I was
I
like,
said, which steak do you want? You go, I don't know if I'm going to eat. I said, well, I'm eating.
Yeah.
And I'm not, you need to make a decision.
And he ate right in front of me and it didn't bother me at
Yeah.
all. I didn't care. I wasn't hungry. I had 0 cravings, even for meat. It didn't repulse me. I just didn't have anything. So why eat?
So she did a 24-hour fast and then another 24-hour
Yeah.
fast.
So then I did 2 days in a row of that, and I got put in ketosis even more the second day. I went 48 hours still in ketosis, I think. And then this morning, I was thinking, like, I don't know if I should continue to do this, just eat 1 meal a day, and that'll keep me in ketosis all the time, and I'm going to have a massive meal, which is fine. And I think ultimately that's probably what I might end up doing. But I was like, I'm just going to eat breakfast and see what happens and do a lot of fat for this one, and maybe it'll keep me in ketosis. And I don't know if I'm in ketosis right now.
Don't do me first.
Okay.
So we'll test her theory.
Okay. So
This thing just counts down.
You have to go 20 seconds
And then
waiting.
you
It's
blow on
basically
it.
catching ambient
I
air.
predict mine is going to be a 0.
Well, we just ate. Well, it's 1:30. We ate at
walked.
10ish.
I
Exercised.
exercised and I ate a very nice breakfast. A very
Big
filling-
steak, eggs. So this thing, it seems to be pretty accurate. I mean, as far as like you're in or you're out in ketosis or not. So, and the P1s seem fine too. So I don't know if this is necessary, but I am curious about the glucose. It's got to be done. You're at 0.
That's where I'm at pretty much. But I got to a 3 at one point.
Yeah. I got to a 20. When I
What?
woke up this morning, I was 20.
Son of a gun. You're just
20.
like, she's been ketoning like crazy.
I have. I've been tested, but it was on my keto meter, the Keto Mojo meter. It just said I was in a light level of ketosis this morning, but this thing said 20. On this thing, the chart, the 20 goes from 10 to 39. That's the optimum level of ketosis. So I was in for sure.
Anyways, I haven't been in ketosis.
I don't know if I'm a 9.
Wow.
So I'm not in the optimum, but I'm in a light
I wonder
level
if it was
of
the
it.
fasting twice. No, because you had it after the fast too.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
think
it just
so.
needed to get in it, and then maybe I'll stay in it. So that's what I wanted to eat breakfast for, is just to see, can I stay in it for 2 meals a day? But I'm still in, and 9's higher than a lot of the time when we test. I want you to be in it too. But I don't know how you can get in it.
I don't feel bad at all, and I don't know that. Like I don't feel if I'm gonna feel better than I feel right now, I'll take it because I feel great.
Might end up doing like 1 meal a day some days, and then if I'm hungry in the morning, I'll eat. But I think I can do 1 meal a day, and because I do want to be in ketosis. I don't even know why. I don't even really know what the benefit is if it doesn't really matter. But I felt fine with it, and it kind of felt good to be hungry. I hadn't been hungry at all, really, because really by the time it's time to eat, it's like, okay, I'm kind of hungry, I can eat, and then we eat this huge meal. So it kind of felt good to be hungry.
Well,
And
I
was
like
hungry.
the idea, like when we both fast and we ate one meal, there is something freeing about that. Like I like it.
He's a minimalist, you know. He wants to be full minimalist, so eating one meal a day is ideal for him. He would love
well,
it.
the cleanup, just the fact that you only have to spend so much time chewing
Barbecuing
stuff
once.
and eating it.
Yeah.
But I don't see how I could do it and not just lose all my weight.
Yeah.
Like I really don't.
He exercises way too much.
It's hard
he
to
needs
get enough. I mean, maybe over time, if I was doing one meal, we talked about this too. If I did one meal, maybe my body would adapt and I could sit down and eat 3 pounds of food in one setting and be fine. And that'd be fine. But otherwise, I need those 2 meals.
Yeah, you do.
And a snack.
You burn it way too fast.
But I would love it. I would love to do one meal. It just gives you so much time to enjoy your life.
Yeah, because it's sucking up so much time to eat a meal.
It does.
It does, though,
Think
because we
about it.
sit down, we watch a show
You have
or
to,
two.
okay, look, what time are we going to eat?
Yeah.
You know, we're not just eating it, like, you're going to eat at a specific time, and you're going to take the time to make the meal. Even if you go to a restaurant, you got to go to the restaurant, get the meal, and that
True.
could be a fun experience, but you get what I'm saying.
I do.
It is free.
It just knocks out a section of your day that was already taken up with something.
You ate, your body says thank you, and then you could do whatever you want now.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is weird.
But I know people who do that. I know there's a lot of people that do it, and they thrive on that. But
Well, I'm going to be experimenting with it. My goal is to try to stay in ketosis. And I'm sure this is just a thing I'm going to totally get into right now. And then I'll just be like, okay, I understand my body. I know what's happening. I don't have to do it anymore. Just like doing the Carb Manager, the app where I was plugging in our macros, I probably only did it a week or two because then I already knew how much fat needed to go with each thing, how big our meals needed to be, blah, blah, blah. We got a gist for it, you know? We'll see what happens.
well, if you look at your body and your mind and your soul,
Hard to look at
this
those.
is all part of, you can see it.
Body, yeah.
This is all part, like this is your laboratory. And it's fun. Like
We're a
I'm
puzzle.
not into the ketones thing, but I wear a watch I track stuff with. I wear a chest strap when I'm doing other stuff. And I'm fascinated with my sleep. I love tracking it.
Yeah.
And I love seeing patterns, and it's fun.
I love
And
it too.
This
That's
is our
what I'm doing
laboratory.
with this.
Yeah, we all have our little laboratory.
Yep.
Some people
Mine's
like to-
gadget based.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if it brings you some joy and you have fun with it, plus you're learning a lot of stuff.
While we're on this, I'm gonna do my Keto Mojo right now. Comes with test strip. One's a
To compare it.
yeah. No, I'm just gonna do it just because I'm here and you guys can see how I do it. In case you were afraid or thinking about getting one of these machines, these are pricey. Like actually, only the ketone ones are pricey. The glucose ones are cheap. Just rip it open. There's a little stick in here. It looks just like if you were diabetic and you had to do your diabetic strip. There's a little lancet and it tells you how deep you want it to go in your skin. I usually do like a 2 or 3 and I can get plenty of blood. And then I just switch around where I'm gonna do it, but I have the best luck on my thumb. I don't know why. Little blood, pop this little guy in the machine, and then you just touch this little thing right on that little strip. Your blood goes in there and it sucks it up. Erica doesn't want to do one of these because she doesn't want to prick herself. Steve doesn't like doing it because he doesn't care. 0.9 is my ketone level. I don't really know what that is. I put it uploads into the app and then it'll tell me where I am
What
because
is that strip?
this one's the glucose.
Oh,
So my blood's still sitting on there. So I just suck it up into there.
oh.
Okay, glucose 93. So let me scan it and we'll see if I'm in ketosis according to this. I'm in a moderate level of ketosis. So my GKI, which I can't remember what that is, it's 5.7.
Gynecological.
Ketone index, glucose ketone index maybe. 5.7, my ketones are 0.9, and glucose is 93. So for some reason, I'm in a moderate level of ketosis. Oh, GKI.
So those are all good numbers?
I don't know.
I mean, you're in ketosis.
Yeah, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
It says I'm in light nutritional ketosis. My glucose, I'm in good glucose zone. I'm normally in optimal glucose zone, but I just pigged out. So I guess that's why. I'm in ketosis according to this and that. So I would say if you were going to get one, these pee things aren't bad. I've been testing it when this said I was in it. I've gone and checked this and I'm, higher. I'm more at this level or between these two versus way down here.
I would say do these just because it's close enough.
But these you can do all day long and it's fine. It'll tell you at least if you're in or not. You may not really know. The first time I went into ketosis that it tested, I felt a little bit hypoglycemic when that happened. And my glucose was low. And I have been on birth control pills, just I've been on them for acne before in the past, 20 years ago or whatever, to see if it would help. And I've been on different ones, and different ones made me go into hypoglycemic. Like
what
it was
is
just
hypoglycemic?
remember when we were would do things, and all of a sudden I would just get like zone out.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, I need a cookie or something. And really weird, light, almost faint feeling. Like you feel like you're gonna faint almost.
Like low, is that low blood sugar?
Just super low, yeah. And so I got off, whenever I was on one of those, I would get off of that. It hasn't ever happened since, but I felt like I was getting real low when that happened. And of course you're fasting, you're low on food and energy, and then I guess you're dipping into your own energy reserves, and that's what it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So I did feel that when that happened. But after I ate, I was even higher in ketosis and I felt full energy. So I don't understand how it works. I'm gonna try to figure it out. I'll notice a pattern, and it's only been a couple days that I've even been in ketosis to even know. And when I am, it's usually kind of low. I'm still not even high, but at least I'm in. I wanna know.
Sounds like a fun experiment.
It does. And then I'll let you know if it's worth it.
Like get a log or something, and then you can have...
My log is in the app.
That's perfect.
Yeah, the app logs it. It's a little fun experiment, and I'm sure you guys all know exactly what's happened, but the ones that totally know all about this or maybe did keto for years, you know what to expect, but we've never done keto. I don't know anything about this, and so it's all new to me, and it's new to my body, so I don't know what to feel or whatever, but I can honestly say I can't tell much difference between in ketosis and not. That's our latest.
Anything else to say?
I could talk forever.
No, there was a lot of things, and most of this happened just within the last 2 weeks. It started going, just different.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see what happens my next cycle, and probably all the way up until 6 months. And I don't know if you're going to hear a lot of updates, because I don't know what could really change much unless we get blood work done or something. But we're definitely doing it at 6 months. Or if anything changes significantly with anybody that's doing this with us, then we'll let you know. But
that's why we did this on 87, not
90, because 90 could be a doozy.
But I'm glad though, because I started thinking about it, I was going, why is 90? Why is it like...
What's the magic?
Yeah, why is it not the magic, but to talk and give an update? It seems like 90 days, 100 days.
Well, I could tell you,
I'm gonna do odd days.
One thing is you're completely balanced by 90 days. You're not having the runs ever anymore.
Oh, yeah.
You're not having spikes or anything. You're not having cravings anymore. It's so easy by 90 days that I could see why they would say wait 90, and also the gluten. If your gluten left your body, that would be a big one, but ours was already out.
If something happens on the day 90, the literal day 90,
we'll be back.
We'll share with you guys, because that would be cool. There's some dramatic thing that happens to everybody at exactly 90 days, but I don't think it will.
I don't either.
Hey, put in the comments, share what's going on with you.
Yeah.
What stage you're at. Because we like looking into the future through you guys, the ones that have been doing it longer. And we like hearing about the people that are trailing us in their carnivore journey. And just, it's cool getting that information.
And if you guys do any of these things,
let us know if you're trying to get into
am I wasting my time? I'm going to do it just for fun. Do I need to be in ketosis? Is there anything awesome about it? Because we're not doing it for weight loss, but I want to burn the old cells. I want old cells to die off, have new, fresh cells started. I especially want my hormones to regulate and have, my skin clear up. Oh, I can tell you one thing. My pock marks are way better, I think, than normal. Like they were getting really more noticeable because less collagen or whatever as I'm aging. But they're fleshy now, so they're back to normal. So that's good too. I don't know. There's so many benefits to this that are just unbelievable. I just can't believe that everybody's not doing this.
I'm growing hair on the bottom of my feet.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
Again.
Yay.
We're doing great. We hope you guys are doing great. And again, share your stories because they motivate us as well.
They do.
In the meantime,
enjoy life.
Your meat.
Yeah, enjoy your carnivore.